Hello everyone and welcome back. I am here to bring you a pre-release guide. Magic the Gathering Edge of Eternity's pre-release is this weekend. It starts tomorrow. Your pre-release events are going to be running tomorrow and Saturday, depending on your store. And then for regular release, I believe they still do pre-release kits at regular release events. Maybe. Might depend on your LGS. Anyway, I have a guide for you. But before I get into the guide, let me go ahead and guide you into something else. I want to guide you to my subscriber viewership. 70% of you who viewed one of my recent videos are not subscribed. Only 29% of you who viewed are subscribed. So please, let's work to reverse that trend. Let's hit the like button. Let's hit the notification bell. Let's tell your friends. Let's leave a comment. Let's help drive the bus and keep the comment train going and help drive the videos. I would appreciate it. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into a little guide I put together. So, Edge of Eternities, it's loaded with a lot of new mechanics. You've got Warp, you've got the Lander tokens, you've got returning of old Magic favorites like Eldrazi, Slivers, even though there's only one of each. But there's spacecrafts, there's stations, there's the planets. There's a lot happening here with this set. And I am going to take you through a little guide, some cards I put together to a list of cards I believe that will help guide you through pre-release. I feel like are a little underappreciated and not really talked about on WotC's main guide. Here is WotC's guide that they have on their website. The different archetypes you can play: a blue-white second spell, Dimir artifact control, Rakdos Void, landers and landfall. 1/1 counters, go wide, artifact aggro, graveyard, space stations, and ramp. But outside of this, there's some cards I want to go ahead and get into that I believe that can and will help you, that you should not pass up and just leave sitting in your pre-release kit. If you get these cards, you should definitely use them. Let's get right into it. The first one I have on this list is it's pretty straightforward why you want to use this. There's a lot of utility in a card like this. In pre-release events like this and sealed, flying is a huge thing to have. It is an instant evasion, a way to get around and sneak over and do damage. I would say reach is good to have too, but flying is definitely a lot better. You can get over on your opponents, fly right over, poke them for damage, and really control the skies, which is important if you're a space angel. You get the idea. But what's also great about this card is its warp cost. 2 mana for a 3/2 power lets you tutor your library. In pre-release, if you're going to be running 2 colors, you want to search your lands out. But even on a mono white build, this is good. Even gets you your creatures. The fact that it has warp means you can do it twice. But what's also great here is, besides thinning out your deck, the 3 power lets you cast this for 2 mana. And what you can do is you can use this to crew one of your space stations, putting 3 charge counters on it because the creatures crew based on their power. So you warp it, crew with it, and then zap it back to your hand. So the next card on the list is, I'm trying to go for ones of each color. Again, you got yourselves a flash, flying, pay 2 sack, draw a card, Jellyfish Warrior. So again, I can't overemphasize flying. I never pass up a flyer. I love little 1/1 flyers. They remind me of some of the, just basic tenets of old school Magic. Little 1/1 guys you used to see around with no abilities, but this is definitely not that. This certainly helps. You can flash it in, draw a card. You can chump block. It's most likely going to die because it's only a 1/1. But you can pay 2, sack it, get yourself a card in return. It's got a rebate. It replaces itself. And again, you cannot underestimate the power of flying. A lot of utility here. Flash it on your opponent's turn. When they don't cast anything, you get it on yours. And you can go ahead and sneak in and attack, get some early game damage. Next card on the list, you got ourselves a Chrome Companion. Instead of being, besides just being incredibly freaking cute, it's got, whenever this creature becomes tapped, you gain 1 life. The main thing here is the station mechanic. I think when you station, you tap a creature, you put the charge counters equal to its power. This guy becomes tapped, you gain the life. So station, you're going to be gaining something back in return. And if he's still around, you can do his ability to put a card from a graveyard to the bottom of his owner's library. So get your own stuff back. It's unlikely you'll get it back from the bottom of your library, but hey, you'll be styling with a cute little doggo at the table. Next on the list, this is good for the landfall builds 100% through and through. When a land you control enters, you gain 1 life. Who's not going to love this? If you get this, come across this in your pre-release kit, do not pass up on this. Do not pass this up in draft. Gain that life. There's ways to tutor out lands, and this is definitely with those lander tokens or rover tokens, whatever they are. You can gain a lot of life very quickly with this. It's an uncommon, so it's semi likely you can maybe get a couple of these, but definitely do not pass this one up. Next on the list, Bygone Colossus. Now, this looks like something that is like bygone, definitely. Who the hell is gonna want a 9 mana card? How are you gonna get 9 mana for something in a limited environment? It's not so much you want this around for its nine mana, 9/9, big toughness, big power. You want it for its warp cost. You want to warp this in, crew your space station for 9, and then it pieces out until a later turn if you survive long enough to get 9 mana out to be able to cast this guy. This thing is its sole purpose in this set, I believe, is to crew space stations. So if you're running on a space station build, you are going to need this card. Next on the list is a Mono Sentry Defender Black. This is an interesting card, as I've never seen. This is very off color for black. It's a 4/1 defender. Normally a defender is the reverse of that. It would be a 1/4. But for 1 mana, you're getting a 4/1 power. It can attack. It can block something. Chances are it's going to just kill it. But again, I go back to the station mechanic. Crew your space stations, crew your planets with this card. 1 mana, 4 crew charge counters. Let's go. Do not pass this up if you're running a crew build. Next on the list, this is really a more so removal card. You definitely want to be on the lookout for. It's a common. Additional cost to cast. Sack an artifact or creature, destroy target creature or spacecraft. Spacecrafts are in abundance in this set. They're kind of the main thing going into space. You can't drive a car in space. You can, it just won't be very useful. So really, as far as stuff sacrifice fodder, you're going to be sacking a lot of your lander tokens that let you tutor for lands. You can sack those, maybe some other things you'll get along the way, but definitely don't pass this up. Don't sleep on this card. And overall, removal in a limited environment, such as draft, sealed, drafting, pre-release kits, do not pass up on removal. You need some form of removal in any build you do. And last on the list, this one is my favorite out of all of them, Systems Override. It is yet another version of Act of Treason. Gain control of target artifact or creature until end of turn. Untap that permanent. It gains haste until end of turn. If it's a spacecraft, put 10 charge counters on it. If you do, remove 10 charge counters on it from at the beginning of the next end step. So this is a great card. So you can use this card, steal one of your opponent's creatures, and then use Embrace Oblivion and sack it. And you could crew. You can take their opponent's creature, crew with this station, and then sack it with this. So you get double utility out of it. You get a ton of value, destroying one of your opponent's things. But what's amazing about this card, it's gain control of target artifact or creature till end of turn. You can target your own stuff. You can target your own spacecrafts. If you put a spacecraft into play and hit it with this, chances are you're going to be able to use its 10 plus ability by putting 10 charge counters on it. And a lot of the other cards I mentioned so far, such as that 4/1 little dude, where is he? This guy here. So if you use this guy 4/1, put 4 charge counters on something, and then go ahead and use your Systems Override here, you'll have 14 charge counters on something. I know a lot of the big mythic spacecrafts in this set are require like 10, 12, 15 or more charge counters on them. This will definitely do the trick, and you could definitely leverage this to your advantage. Get creative. The card does not say it has to be one of your opponent's things. You can target your own thing and untap it. So again, here a lot of utility. You can also crew with something, cast this, keep saying crew, station a creature, your little 4/1 dude from before, hit it with Systems Override, it untaps, and crew again. So there's a lot of utility. You can just rack up a ton of station counters with this card if you play your cards right. Anyway, that's it. That's that. Again, here's the WotC's provided guide on their website, but please do not sleep on these cards. It's not, I know they're not, some of them aren't the best in the world, but again, to sum up, you want flying, you want removal, you want ways, card draw, you want to get into your deck, you want to leverage things like your life gain, things that become tapped, gain life. Do not pass up on landfall if you have the cards for a good landfall strategy. Other than that, I hope this guide helps you. Are you going to be playing in pre-release? Do you prefer pre-release kits? Do you prefer drafting? What do you think of Edge of Eternities overall? I think it's a very interesting change of pace, breath of fresh air for Magic to go into space. Maybe eventually I'll pick up a bundle or something of Edge of Eternities. I think it's a very unique experience for Magic. I've not seen this before. Definitely nice to see something that's not a Universes Beyond. And it's also great to see Tezzeret back in the game. Anyway, everyone, remember, do not pass up on Systems Override. Be sure to leverage your dudes properly when you crew your space stations and station your planets. Anyway, everyone, I'll leave it there. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.